very grateful to have the privilege of introducing Dan Suarez today, someone who I've known for going on about 4 years now. Who we spent a lot of time getting to know each other and building a friendship here at Velro. So I'm very honored to introduce him. Daniel Suarez is a first-generation Cuban American born and raised in Chicago. He currently lives in San Francisco, working as a bookseller at Green Apple Books and Music. His poems have appeared in the Columbia Poetry Review, Rhino, Metonym, Bicycle Review, and other print and online journals. He holds a BA in poetry from Columbia College Chicago and an MA in English creative writing, as well as an MFA in creative writing poetry from San Francisco State University. Daniel Suarez.
Thanks, Austin. I'm just going to read a few pieces from the thesis I turned in last semester, and I'll get out of your way as soon as possible. All right. First few poems are from these poems I've been working on called Damaged Poems, and I'll read a few of those. Damage 2. When asked to explain in earnest, non-rapid eye movement parasomnia. But this answer never sufficed. Bruxism didn't register either. And I refuse to define, but for you, if ever you should ask me, I would explain over Carter family 78s. If you listen closely, you can hear demons being cast from the recording studio. 4. Can I tell you how a record is made? There is a master, an aluminum disc coated in acetate lacquer. An analog signal is cut into it by a heated diamond stylus. This is a soft facsimile of the final record. There's more, but I won't go into it. Picture me, 6 years old, playing outside, back turned to the alley, body swung around. My brother, his fists to my chest. He didn't stop beating me until I was 13, and I am the soft facsimile, and the final record hasn't been made. 6. I am writing this to Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, the Good Son. The weeping song reminds me of this past summer in Chicago, nights awake by my father's hospital bed, watching him sleep, barely waking up to press the button for the morphine drip into his vein. Once you told me that it's unfortunate that as we grow older, our elders grow sick, and that sucks. Knowing that you are sitting approximately 2,120 miles away in Wisconsin at the bedside of your father, listening to him sleep while yellow, brown, and orange red leaves fall, maybe feeling bent and snapped, brings me to tears and leaves me wondering. If parents aren't supposed to bury their children, what are their children supposed to do once they bury their parents? 8. When I was 4, I started brushing my mother's hair before going to bed. She would sit on the sofa and I would stand behind her, telling her that I was going to make her look beautiful, that she was beautiful. And this became routine-like, waking up every night to use the bathroom, only to hear her in the living room sobbing, sitting on the same sofa, head in hand warring, waiting for my father to come home from the bar he tended or the bar he drank at. Often I would go to her, ask her why she cried, wiped her tears, told her all was all right. Once, my sister told me that when I was little, I would sing the lullabies my mother sang to me in my sleep. 10. The day I heard about my parents' divorce, Frank Sinatra's 3-record set trilogy, Past, Present, Future, played on the living room's cabinet record player. The present spinning, listening to Summer Me, Winter Me. It was summer, and I don't remember the news making me feel sad. I had been waiting since I was 5 for my mother to grow tired of my father's drinking, for my father to discover my mother's cheating. The songs The song spun for 4 minutes and 2 seconds, and I remember tuning my parents out, tuning out their reassurances. When Song Sung Blue started playing, they left me alone sitting on the pink plastic-covered sofa, looking out the window, relieved but uncertain. I wanted someone to play a different record. 11. I have felt the abrupt stop in Fugazi's waiting room. 4 seconds of silence, a breath, a pause in, conversation carrying the unheard cadence and the iambic pentameter we often dismiss. In the music of our tongue described as unromantic, jarring to foreign ears, but I notice the beauty, the notes in your voice when you say your obsession for all this music is your obsession for living. One day you will get over your death complex, but until then, 20. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I was told I had an old soul. Would wonder how I could be 5 with the heart of an adult, because my mother once told me that the heart and soul were one. Then my mind would wander toward when I inhaled that aged spirit and exhaled the child. I remember your father placing you in my arms, your body not as heavy as I had expected, the feel of your head in my right hand for support. You were the first child I held, looking down at your face, your eyes half closed, the slight grin that runs in the family that you still wear till this day. Something felt right, as if I knew that one day I would hold you as a man, weeping into my chest at your grandmother's funeral. 27. I'll never ask you to share scars, their existence evidence enough of the hurt carried. I tried to cover mine, marked my body in penance, but there are stitches still mending beneath a heart-shaped tattoo. If there is one thing I've learned in my short life, pasts are doors we can close but never lock. Better to keep faith in the impossible. Try to live day in, day out, be the loving kind. Try to hold on, because there will always be deja vu. I'm just going to say this right now. This is all pretty depressing in the order it's being read right now. I didn't choose the poems to read today. I let someone do it for me without knowing what they chose. And it might work or not.
It's working, it's working.
28. And it's the slight self-conscious tremor of my hands that keeps them folded, presses the need to revisit the strained family tree of shot nerves with others before. They notice I can barely hold a cup of coffee. It's the shame of living with a visible disorder, forever in genes, and I'm just waiting on a friend to hush my preface to tell me a story. 29. There are days when I'll wake missing someone who's passed, but what does passing mean? I'll never see that person as a passerby again. I don't believe in heaven. I believe in tears, the periodic memory of, the reaffirmation of the lost lives I carry. This is a poem that was written after Alfred Stieglitz's photographs. 2. I can see you in her, in black and white, affectionate hug of a tree in winter, the isolated tree in winter, juxtaposed, the care of, tenderness, what the lens captures, a shift, a turn of the cheek, then, now, the remnants of the image sustain you in her, your face, the location, the knot in the trunk, your hand. The wet, weathered sense of rot leaves, nature as purest figure. One day a phone will ring at an unexpected hour, with loss on the other end. Finding memories are the soul of every living being. Morning fragments. There are no flowers to greet me. This morning, lift head from pillow, stare at the accumulation of dust. Pass a finger over a layer on the table, remind myself I must practice the art of cleanliness. Contemplate my lack of cleaning over cups of coffee and cigarettes. Take doctor's recommended dosages. Swallow each pill. Doubt makes me nauseous. I gag. Remind self, be more honest. I want to tell someone I'm afraid. Today after breakfast I cried. While washing dishes, I almost broke. Stopped washing, picked up the phone, dialed no one. Go outside to feel the temperature, light a cigarette, walk. I wish I knew the names of birds, how to identify them by their call. Sun shines warm on my back, I walk uphill, straining, close my eyes, imagine a little bird, wings fluttering, its beak kissing up. I heard someone ask, are there any German love songs? I spent the night weeping to Marlene Dietrich records. Thought about romantics during wartime, Bobby Helm's Pretty Fraulein, covered by the late great Townes Van Zandt. A friend once told me every poem is a love poem, and I believe every song is a love song. There are days when I'll wake missing someone who's passed. What? Put the same poem in there twice, dude.
Brilliant.
Sorry.
For Christina. At a window in winter, the warmth of your breath, asking mother, are the trees cold? Should we make them coats? Thanks.